So I try to fix my hair ish. It's lion's maney today. We're just going to go with it. Hello from Florida. Hi, Christopher. How are you? Hello, 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 everybody. Nice to see you. Nice to be with you.
Hello, anybody.
Hello,
We're not fussy.
hello, beloved Chaz Ebert, one of the greatest human beings we know, which is not an overstatement.
No, not at all.
Chaz Ebert is an absolute goddess, I would say. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
I'm doing okay.
Hang on. Checking where.
Sort of coming up to speed here.
Yeah. You're working your way up?
Working my way up.
Working your way up to speed. Let's see.
I'm recovering from toe surgery, not that you asked.
Foot surgery. It's the whole foot.
It's the whole darn foot.
You keep thinking it's your toe. It's not. It's your whole foot.
It's the whole foot. But I got back on my exercise bike yesterday.
Mazel tov.
And I did 5 minutes longer today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get it.
I tease my dad because both my parents at this point, and they can't help it, but they're old Jews. And the conversations that we have get more and more amusing in that they get more and more old Jewishy. So it's the kind of thing where I say, how are you? And they go, well, I was on the bike and I go, okay, that's great. So yeah. Anything else? Nah. Looking forward to seeing Hairspray for the first time. Oh, that's exciting. Yes, we posted. My dad did a series of intros for Fathom Events.
Fathom Events.
You 10
so
movies?
One sort of modern classic or a recent favorite.
That's what they're calling them. Yeah. Modern classics.
One a month. And I did the whole year's worth. That's behind the scenes stuff I shouldn't be telling you.
Nah.
But
you're allowed.
They're already done.
Yeah. They exist. They exist in the world, which is great.
But they're all for movies that people really like.
Yeah.
And if it gets people to go out again into movie theaters who haven't yet made that, that comeback, then all the better.
Yeah. Well, it's such a.
And you know what? The oldest movie that they showed this year was Casablanca.
And it was sold out everywhere.
And it was more successful this year than last year.
Isn't that amazing?
Which is just very heartening.
Yeah.
There aren't many things to take heart from nowadays if you pick up your news source of choice. So you got to seize on those ones that make you feel good.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. The way I look at it, it's nice to be able to see, especially stuff like this. If you want to take your kids, if you want to take your parents, the idea that you can do that and you can watch these movies on a big screen with an audience that wants to be there, it's such a nice thing to be able to do. And that's also why we love Last Remaining Seats, which you've been a part of for years and years and years now. It's also very special. And
in fact, next Saturday night,
yep,
I'll be introducing Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo.
Downtown.
At Sid Grauman's $1 Million Theater.
Yep.
Where I've never seen a movie.
Hey, well, there you go.
It has been a church for many, many years.
Yeah.
And it was off limits to the LA Conservancy, which puts on this wonderful series of
and has
shows.
For my whole life.
Yeah, 25 years
for a long time.
And so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And Jeff at Larry Edmonds is going to set up a table.
Of course he is.
To sign books.
Oh, good. I thought you weren't going to do it. That's great.
Oh, no.
That's great.
I wouldn't turn him down for anything.
No, never. We love him. Aloha, Rhonda. How are you? Victoria says, my daughter hadn't been to a theater in over 5 years and she loved Spider-Man. Yeah, you got to see Spider-Man. You did not love it, but it was okay. Kevin says he saw the Fathom event for Casablanca and he loved your intro and the entire experience.
Oh, that's wonderful. So thank you. That buoys my spirits.
Yeah. Where do you live, Kevin? Where did you go to see it? Hairspray just got into the National Registry. Yep. I mean, it's one hell of a movie, really. I love John Waters in general. I'm very much his audience. But it's just a wonderful thing, as I say, to get to share this stuff with people you love, whomever they may be. My dad, James Fielding, my dad's asking where in the UK you are saying hello from. Hi, Larry. Hi, everybody. It's nice to be with you all. I know we missed last week because my parents went back east. because of our friend's memorial just happened. And while that is not the reason anybody wants to get together, it is nice to get to see friends. I'm
Yeah.
happy you guys got to see some of your friends. And man, as I say, a terrible reason to be there, but nice at least to get to spend some time.
Yeah.
And you got to go to Birdland.
Got to go to
You
Birdland
got
to
to
hear
hear some
Vince
great
Giordano and his
live
night off.
music.
A transcendent experience. It's like an infusion of happiness.
It is. It really is.
It really is. Listening to that band play songs and compositions from the 20s and 30s with such gusto and accuracy, and fidelity to the spirit. And it's not just getting the tempos right. It's a way of approaching.
It's so exciting. Oh, you're in Slough. Very cool. He's James is near London. My dad's asking because now, my husband is from Manchester, and so a significant part of our lives now exists there. Though I've lived all over the UK for years now because it's my happy place. But yes, this is crazy. Craig said, "Did you get out of New York before the doom cloud?" Well, this is what's so crazy.
In the nick of time.
They came home Tuesday night. And Wednesday morning is when all hell done broke loose. I had so many friends sending us messages saying, "Are your parents okay? Are they still here?" I said, "No." I mean, so fortunate to have gotten out when you did. Of course, James. It's man, I can't believe you guys missed it by that little. But just one more bit about Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks. If you've never heard a live big band, which is 10 pieces, 15 pieces, more than that.
In this case, it's 11.
It's just thrilling. It's so much fun. I mean, we know, I would think we collectively know that live music is something special.
Whether you're hearing a symphony by Beethoven or
whatever it is, but man, big band and folks like that. Same thing with it's like seeing Gordon Goodwin. And the Big Fat Band is just fun. No, Christy, they didn't get to see any shows this time. They did not have time to go see any Broadway shows while they were there. But that's why they were so happy to get to see Vince, who you've seen a lot now. You've seen him.
Well, he made a rare trip. He and the band made a rare trip out to the West Coast.
It's amazing. You have seen him twice in a year.
That's right.
That's not often the case for you.
They were at CSUN.
But man,
California
oh man.
University Northridge.
Yeah. Oh, Victoria says, "I went to Mort Zarkoff's estate sale when you weren't on." Very funny. Estate sales, right? It's hilarious. Some of our friends, who was the last one where everybody was going and you guys got some jugs or something like that?
It was the house. It was Jack Webb.
That's what it was. Jack Webb. That's what it was.
And it had an owner since Jack Webb.
Yeah.
But there were decanters that had belonged to Jack Webb that Alice got the last day of the sale.
Yes.
And a rocking chair made by George Montgomery.
Yeah.
George Montgomery was famous as both avocation and vocation as a furniture maker.
Yeah. My mom loves rockers. My mom loves rocking chairs. And she was thrilled. That's cool. Our friend over here, the D23 fan, is at the Academy Museum getting ready to see Snow White on 35 millimeter.
Wonderful.
That's very exciting.
Wonderful.
What a great way to spend the afternoon, man. That's a perfect Sunday. Will Jesse be joining us support with the rest of us as we no longer have Vanderpump Rules to obsess over? Shannon, I don't know what to do with my life. Let me tell you, I am so
I'm out of all of this,
man. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I have to tell you, it's all of us. Whatever will we do without Vanderpump Rules? We'll just have to wait. Can I tell you my favorite thing is they all live around here. We live in the Valley. We live in the San Fernando Valley, and almost all the Vanderpump Rules cast has bought houses in Burbank, in Studio City, in Valley Village, and they're all here. And it's my favorite thing because I found a few of the houses, not on purpose, but you'll pass and they're filming or something, and you go, it's silly, but I love it. Jesse, will you be watching the Tonys tonight? I am intrigued by the Tonys because, of course, there are nothing scripted, sort of. People could write their own, which is what they'll do. And look, if anybody can go non-scripted, it's Broadway, right?
Well, we hope so.
If anybody can handle it, but it's like a 4-hour show. A lot of performance. Oh, that actually is a perfect tie-in, though, because what did you get to see while you were in New York?
One of the highlights of the trip, we got a tour of what was built as Lowe's 175th Street, and then became the church by presided over by Reverend Ike, and now has been restored and is you can
do it. I believe in you.
And is now being restored to its original splendor by neighborhood boy made good Lin-Manuel Miranda. And
who consistently puts his money where his mouth is. He always follows through. He's a really incredible guy.
It's now called United Palace.
Not an ideal name.
Not an ideal name, but what we got to see of the theater was just magnificent. It's either 3,000 or 3,500 seats, so it's enormous. And it was one of what was called the Lowe's Wonder Theaters. And they still have the original theater organ. So the local branch of the Theater Organ Society is working on trying to bring that back to life.
And that is where the Tonys
are going to be there today.
Tonight.
It will be on the world stage tonight.
Yeah. Right.
That theater.
So that's pretty damn cool. As I say, exactly. Several folks agree just how magical I have to tell you, Lin-Manuel Miranda is so nice. We've gotten to meet him. I've met him 3 times now, and he is really sweet, really kind. I think overwhelmed by people because everybody wants something from him.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just he's really special. He's really special. And again, he gives money back. He gives his time. That's the thing, not just money, his time.
He has already had movie shows.
Yeah.
In that theater.
Yeah.
He had Steven Spielberg come with Raiders of the Lost Ark. He had Rita Moreno come with West Side Story.
And tickets are free.
Tickets were free.
Tickets are free.
You had to reserve them online.
Yeah.
So they had a head count and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But free.
Because he just wants to get people back into that theater and give it life again, which is just remarkable. I was reading about it. I was reading a little bit about it because some of my friends who are very excited about the Tonys tonight were talking about it. Yeah. The Tonys will be on TV. They're going to be on. Thank you, Larry. Larry says they'll be on CBS tonight, which is great. The only trouble we have watching the Tonys now is that we're so far removed from the new Broadway stuff that we don't really know anybody. It's
there's a whole generation of talent that we've
missed.
That's the word.
We missed them
or missed out on. Yeah.
But like everybody else, it's really fun to see what they're doing and to see those snippets and those clips. And this is actually, if you're not aware, initially they thought they were going to have to cancel the Tonys altogether. They even announced it because of the writers' strike, because several other shows have had to be canceled because of the writers' strike.
And the Writers Guild, their position first was, we cannot give you a pass. We have to stick by, the strike, not rules, but protocols. But then somebody reconsidered.
Well, basically, Broadway had to say something because the Tonys are a huge, huge boost for a lot of the shows, not just the big ones that people already know and they're sold out. A lot of the smaller shows.
It's always on a Sunday night, and Monday morning, ticket sales go through the roof.
And it's very, very important.
Yes.
Very important to the community. And so thankfully they said, all right, as long as you don't have writers, et cetera, they figured out some ways around it. They let them have the show, which is really the right choice. So that's so funny. Jenny saw the new show Leopoldstadt yesterday, and Joshua Malin is in it. He's so talented. Joshua Malin is so good. I'm sure that was great. No, Ben, Broadway performers are great at getting up on stage and vamping. That's very much something that they know how to do, and they're great at it. And I think also, obviously, they've had time. So it's not like someone's just randomly throwing them on a stage and saying, good luck. They've had some time to get ready for this. And so people are really excited. And I have a lot of friends who are in ensemble casts, and they are thrilled, as always. Some in shows that are getting a lot of attention, and some in shows that are new. Which is, as I say, the whole point of the Tonys for a lot of people is to get the attention for the stuff people
Right.
don't know about.
Right. You
Yeah.
want to give yourself a great laugh,
Mm.
a great series of laughs. Go on YouTube and look up Nathan Lane on Seth Meyers' show.
Yeah.
And this is just a couple months old now.
He's just so damn funny.
He's talking about people's misbehavior in Broadway audiences. I don't want to try to.
No, don't. Just look it up. You'll love it.
Yeah. To paraphrase would be to kill it.
Jeff is asking if you have been to the Niles SNA Silent Film Museum in Fremont. Of course he has. Of course he has. You had a blast up there. You absolutely loved it.
Good people there.
Yeah.
And it's after you visit the museum and you meet the people and maybe even watch a film there. This was the outpost for SNA Studios.
Yeah.
ESSANAY, SNA, standing for Spoor and Anderson. George K. Spoor and Bronco Billy Anderson, the first cowboy star on the screen. And their headquarters were in Chicago, and that studio is still standing with the SNA Indian head logo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he decided to move to California for all the obvious reasons, good weather and all of that. He built housing for his staff, and those houses ring the museum block. I mean, you just go and look at them and say, Charlie Chaplin went for a stroll here.
It's nuts, right?
With Edna Purviance, his leading lady. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, no, the difference between having time to prepare and writing is that you do not hire writers to write a script. Normally, that is how all the shows work. Is they have a script, everything's scripted. That's why you see that they have what's it called? Teleprompters, and they're reading from the teleprompters. In this case, everybody is prepared ahead of time. Nothing is written for them. Usually, especially presenters get up on stage, it's all planned for them. It's written out and they have it there in front of them. In this case, they cannot and do not. Same thing for a host. A host has teleprompter and a script and a team of writers. There's a team of writers who have written everything that you're hearing. And we don't have that. So did I get a degree in musical theater? And do I have a favorite film and Broadway musical? So I went to school for musical theater. I'm a musical theater nerd. And I went to a conservatory, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, AMDA, and I loved it. It was a bit like living in Fame or one of those where everybody's singing all the time. Legitimately, everybody's singing all the time.
And you found your people.
It was wonderful. It really was. I thought it would be too much for me. Like I thought that maybe it would be too much to be around nothing but theater people. No, especially at that age, especially 19, 20, it was just thrilling and so much fun. And I'm still friends with a lot of those people. And a lot of them are working. A lot of them are on Broadway right now, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. I'm old-fashioned in what I love. My parents are musical theater buffs, being that they're both New Yorkers. So a lot of my love comes from them, and shows like Gypsy or Carousel. I love those shows. I love them so much. I love On the Town, Sweeney Todd, like all of those sort of things. Those are just a huge part of me for sure. But then I loved getting to see some of the newer musicals, which I did when I was younger. When we got a chance to go back to New York more frequently, I saw 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is really fun. I did get to see Wicked with the original cast. Spam-A-Lot, which was so much fun. Avenue Q, when it was still doing off-Broadway runs, and then I got to see it on Broadway as well. There's a show called Altar Boys, which I love. It's a boy band musical, and it's a delight. Yeah, I mean, we've seen, as I say, thanks to my parents, I know sort of all the wonderful classic stuff.
And there's this gap.
Yeah.
Then there's this gap.
Then there's now.
Because we live 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Every now and then we get lucky, and a Broadway production will come out here to LA. For instance, Come From Away. We got to see that very moving, very touching musical about the flight that was diverted on 9/11 to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are not familiar, if you're not familiar with sort of what happened up in Canada when 9/11 hit, was a lot of planes. Wasn't it something like 100,000 people? It was some insane number of people ended up in all different parts of Canada because they just got diverted, and then flights weren't taking off. So people were just stuck in these small towns.
It's a great true story. I mean, it's not literally true because it's, dramatized, but it's based on all real anecdotal, evidence.
And as I say, you can read these stories. They're wild.
It's a wonderful show. And we also got to see the show with Ben Platt.
You got to see Waving Through a Window. Yep, that one. Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah. And so that gives us just a taste.
Yeah, it's nice.
Just a little taste now and then of Broadway.
It's nice. What do you think about? Sorry, Christy, that's an excellent question. One second. What are your thoughts on releasing more film Broadway performances so more people can experience them? Well, the reality is every show is its own, right? And that's one of the greatest parts of going to the theater, is that show only exists, that performance only exists that night.
Yeah.
But I absolutely think it's a wonderful thing to record them. I mean, obviously having something like Hamilton, especially when the tickets are still so friggin' expensive, having that on Disney Plus, what a gift for people to be able to see it that way. I think I've watched the Angela Lansbury,
Sweeney Todd. It's George Hearn.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Len Cariou originated the part on Broadway, and George Hearn took it over, and they did that in Toronto.
Yeah.
That video.
It's a very simple video of Sweeney Todd, but you get to watch Angela Lansbury, in Sweeney Todd.
As Mrs. Lovett.
What a gift. What a gift to have that forever. So no, I'm all for recording it, posterity, right? It's amazing to have.
And you know that the New York Public Library Lincoln Center branch has been, with permission, doing archival video for probably 50 years now of not just musicals, but virtually every show that opens.
Yeah.
So there is an archival record. They're not going to be sold. They're not going to be rented. They're just there.
Yeah.
For researchers and for scholars.
No, I think it's really, really special, and I'm all for it. Again, you don't want something to be filmed every single night, but as I say, the idea of having it somewhere, and again, frankly, it's so damn expensive to go to the theater now. And I think that's really, really unfortunate that they've made it something that is difficult for people.
Yeah. See, now, when my wife was growing up, she was from a working class family, but they loved Broadway. And one could buy, not Fifth Row Orchestra Center, but you could buy tickets for like $10 to go to see a Broadway show, a hit Broadway show.
Yeah.
It was within the grasp of ordinary people.
Yeah. Kevin is saying, I loved it when PBS showed the Broadway revival of She Loves Me with Laura Benanti and Zachary Levi. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I mean. Having these things and being able to experience them, and certainly show your kids. I mean, if we didn't have those laser discs of all the shows that you showed me growing up, I couldn't have sat through them when I was a kid. I wouldn't have had the patience if you took me to the theater to see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
When was my first show?
Your first show was a Broadway revival of The King and I, Rodgers and Hammerstein's
That
The
was
King
my
and I,
first one?
with Lou Diamond
No,
Phillips.
I remember the show very well. That was the first show I saw. Are you sure?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. And then shortly thereafter, the revival of 1776.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. I think it might have been earlier than that. We have to ask mommy.
No.
But yeah, we saw. We got to see that production, which was wonderful.
Unfortunately, Donna Murphy was not. We saw her understudy.
Yeah. Oh man, do you still have a huge Laserdisc collection? Not really.
I gave it all to USC.
But though we still have my Michael Jackson Laserdisc that had all of his music videos up to that point. And I think we should have Coneheads because that was mine. I don't think you've given that away. So we saved a few. But yeah, as a kid, like that was, it was fantastic. We watched stuff over and over and over again at home. And then when I actually got to go see shows, it was a thrill. I loved it. And we've seen so many good ones.
Yeah.
And I remember them. I remember them really distinctly. That's the thing. I remember everything about that King and I performance. You remember that they had people with incense. They had them on both sides.
I
higher up.
That.
Yeah. They had them sitting with incense in prayer pose.
Wow.
Just to sort of get the theme going. I remember that. Of course, I remember seeing Noises Off, which remains one of the best things we've ever seen. Ever. I have never laughed that hard. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my life. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my entire life. Oh my God. It was
a great ensemble, which included Patti
LuPone. Hello.
And Peter Gallagher.
Yep.
And some other folks, I'm sure.
I think Daisy's coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was yeah, Mama. She's going to escape. I can hear my mom is downstairs watching Daisy, and I think my child's trying to escape because that's what she does. The play that went wrong. Yeah. Oh no, there's so many shows to see them in person. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh God, I can't. Hi. Trouble's approaching. Do you like the Bogdanovich adaptation of Noises Off?
I think it's as good as.
Hi. Hi, come here. Hi, Bubba. What? Hi. Hi. Hello.
I think that film of Noises Off is as good as anyone has ever managed to capture a British stage farce.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It's it can't really be the same as being there live in the theater.
Yeah.
Where that element of danger exists.
Yeah.
Something could go wrong. Something might go slightly amiss.
She's up here, Mom. Yeah.
But I think he pulled it off pretty well.
Go down? Sorry. You want to go down? You want to say hi? Say hi. Will you wave? There we go. Good job. Thank you, baby. You going to play? Yeah? Careful. Okay. She'll just be meandering around here. Daisy's not in the Facebook camera. Yes, that's why I lifted her up a little bit so you could see her better. She is our tiny menace, and she absolutely smells like poop. Pretty sure she pooped. That's my new life. I can't believe. Oh, hi, welcome back. Oh, hi, welcome back. Hello. Hi. Hiyo. Oh, you're gonna touch the computer. Let's not touch the computer. Are you gonna like musicals, Daisy? Do you have no choice but to like musicals, Daisy?
There's no options there.
Yeah. Oh, she loves music, which is all I could ever ask for. She loves music and she loves dancing. And it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing, isn't it? It really is. It really, really is. Do you remember your first musical? You know the first one you saw?
I think the first musical I saw on Broadway was not a classic, but it was very entertaining. It was a show called High Spirits, which was an adaptation of Noel Coward's Blithe Spirit with the great Beatrice Lilly as Madame Arcati, and Tammy Grimes was the nominal star lead of that show. I always liked Tammy Grimes.
Yeah.
And her daughter is Amanda Plummer.
Oh, wow. Sure. There you go. Don't forget to start early on the Jack Benny show. Oh, Daisy's going to get, you don't have to worry about Daisy getting a ridiculous education and all this stuff. Let me tell you, that's not going to be a problem. Hi again. Hi again. Hi, baby. Hi-yo. Hi-yo, you. Hi-yo, you. Are you a ham? Do you love seeing yourself? You a hammy? Hi. 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 Let's see. Should we look? What questions do people have? Okay, so Jerry's asking, how far do you get into a bad movie before you turn it off? Well, we have a 20-minute rule, don't we?
Which sometimes becomes a 10-minute.
That's right. No, as you've gotten older, has become a 10-minute rule. As you've gotten older, it used to be 20 minutes.
Yes, that's true.
But I think now you've gotten to a place where it's like 10 minutes. That's all you're getting. Thank you very much. Yes, yeah, Christy, she's literally going in circles around the room. Yes.
In person, I don't walk out.
Yeah.
I'm at a screening.
She did poop dog and small.
In the theater or a screening room, I'm there till the bitter end.
Yes.
Sometimes it is a bitter end. But at home, I don't hold myself to the same set of rules.
Yeah. At home, it can get turned off, which you won't remember this. I'll never forget it. I had to watch The Hot Chick for the movie guide because I reviewed films for the movie guide. And I was 10 minutes in and I said to my dad, can I turn this off now? He says, you have to get to 20 minutes. I was 15 minutes in and I said, can I turn this off now? And he said, you got to get to 20 minutes. I got to the 20-minute mark and I said, why do you hate me so much? And then I turned it off. And then I wrote the review that basically said, this was terrible. Why does my dad hate me? Yeah.
Watch your head there,
yeah, I think it's very rare. I think we told you guys a story where we walked out of a movie at a film festival and then a bunch of people followed us. Like someone just had to be the first to walk out. Yeah, someone had to be the first to walk out. And it was us. And then a bunch of people followed because that's how that works. But yeah, no, you are a sucker. You are a sucker for.
Yeah, well,
I get it. Yeah.
There's a certain degree of masochism involved.
Yeah. In
being a film critic.
Yeah.
And subjecting yourself to a turkey, and you know, most bad films let you know how bad they are right away. It's not like a surprise.
Yeah.
Not like it starts out wonderful and then just oh dear, and then turns bad magically at some destination point. If it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
And it almost never redeems itself.
Rarely gets better.
Rarely gets better.
Oh, hi, Mabel. The whole family. The whole family's here today.
So
hi, Mummel.
One night,
I'm here.
10 or so years ago, I went to a screening by myself of Zoolander 2.
Yeah, that was your own fault.
That's right. At the Chinese Sixplex at Hollywood and Highland. Now, normally, Alice would have been with me, my wife.
Yep. Or I would have gone because I like the first Zoolander.
I kind of like the first one. So I didn't have unrealistic expectations for this. If it had been as good as the first one, I would have been content. But I was sitting there and it was not funny.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to squirm in my seat.
Yeah. And
I'm looking at my watch. Never a good sign.
No.
Because I'd never look at my watch during the screenings. I said, oh, it's 8:25. I said, screw it. I marched out of the theater, got into my car, drove home to Toluca Lake at the time, and went right to my computer and wrote this headline: Why I Walked Out of Zoolander 2. Because I couldn't write a conventional review. I hadn't seen the whole movie. But I could tell of my experience.
Yeah, I had to leave. Yeah. Woof. I think Camelot is the only film I walked out of. So turgid. Well, again, everybody, you know, we all have the thing that we go, I'm done with this now. I'm done now. I don't need any more of this. You don't say.
Speaking of Camelot, let me put in a good word for the Warner Brothers 100th
Yes, of course.
anniversary documentary, 4-part documentary, directed and produced by Leslie Iwerks. I can't pretend to be objective. I say I can't pretend to be objective because I'm in it. I'm in part 1 mostly, a little bit in part 2.
Yeah.
But I think it does a very good job. Would I've liked to have it linger a little more on certain things, more on the cartoons, more on the early days of film television. Sure, but they had to cover so much ground, and they did.
Yeah. Jenny Paxson, we watched the memorial for Rick Sheckman and enjoyed hearing your memories of him. Do you have any other stories to share about him, and especially of your travels together?
No, nothing.
I do.
Yeah.
Because so Ricky and I this is our friend who passed away a few months ago. My mother's trying to wrangle Daisy. Basically, Ricky was perfectly cynical to a teenager in the best way, which is to say, I would go, "This is ridiculous." And he would go, "Yeah, it is ridiculous." So when we were traveling, whether it was watching people have a fight somewhere or talking about what excursion we were going to do, and he's saying, this looks stupid. And I'm going, yeah, it looks stupid. It's silly little things of just having someone who understood you, but also always made an effort. Ricky, though many of our friends would describe him as cynical, was never that way with me. He was extremely loving with me.
Yeah.
And we would just have adventures. And he would make fun of people. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world when he would do it. Yeah. Oh God. Again, getting back into the old Jew thing, we would have conversations about, so at breakfast, you discuss lunch. At lunch, you discuss dinner. At dinner, you discuss breakfast. And Ricky would just look at me and he'd go, I can't have another conversation about what we're having for dinner in 2 nights. I just can't. And it just always make me laugh. So we love him and we miss him. And he was very, very special to all of us.
Amen to that.
Ken is saying, I like your idea for Hollywood to stop remaking great movies and instead remake a good movie with obvious flaws into a great movie. What would be your choice for a good movie that could be reworked into a great movie?
Well, gosh, it's a perfectly valid question. I don't have anything right off the top of my head. Most literary adaptations have stumbled. A lot of literary adaptations have stumbled. Let me get back to you on that one.
Just to answer, we have not seen Elemental yet. A few of you are asking if we've seen Elemental, and we have not seen the new Indiana Jones.
I'm going to see that this week.
Yeah, I'm not going to see that this week. I politely said no.
I can tell you that I think the best film.
No. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If you're wondering what it's like in our house all the time, it's this. It's dogs barking and my parents constantly going, Daisy, no. No. Continue.
She's into everything.
Yeah.
And she's lightning fast.
Yeah.
She is so fast. Anyway, I think the best film I've seen in a long time is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Yeah.
Just a really almost flawless adaptation of the Judy Blume young adult novel. And the filmmaker came to my class at USC, and she did a really, really, really great job of casting, all of that, top to bottom. Really, really good. And I'm not the demo, obviously, for that film, but it's so honest, like I gather Judy Blume's novels are.
Yeah.
So that's one that I heartily recommend. We just watched a film that debuted Friday on Hulu and Disney Plus called Flamin' Hot, directed by Eva Longoria. And it's based on the real story of a guy who, Mexican-American, who essentially invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos and Doritos and Cheez-Its. Not Cheez-Its.
Not
What's
Cheez-Its.
the third one?
I don't know, but it's
Anyway.
not Cheez-Its.
Um,
I don't know, but it's not Cheez-Its.
so it's kind of it's a rags to riches kind of story about believing in yourself and initiative and taking big swing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's corny. And Alice liked it better than I did, but I didn't dislike it. It's just
Hi.
it's preaching to the choir.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, the most interesting thing about it is the casting of Tony Shalhoub as the head of PepsiCo, the parent company of Frito-Lay.
Mm-hmm.
And unrecognizable at first. He's
Mm-hmm.
wearing a wig that makes him look like a Madison Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
executive of that era.
Continue.
Yeah, I'm trying
Continue.
As soon as he opens is the voice, though, once we hear
Oh,
the
there you
voice.
go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you like it as well?
I liked it.
Good.
I enjoyed it. Daddy felt it was too schmaltzy.
Too schmaltzy. Well,
Ah,
what do you
Say
know
schmaltzy
anyway?
when you're talking about Mexican
You can
American.
say schmaltzy about anything, I think. Daisy.
That's also
This is what-
right, you know.
Normally we trap Daisy in a room during our live, but my mom did not trap her, so that's why she's here. Yeah, you could have closed the baby prison. You could have closed baby prison. I watched Flamin' Hot last night. I enjoyed it. It's a nice story. Tony Shalhoub was great, and his hair threw me off. Well, there you go. That's exactly how other people feel. Swag Champion says, "Do you have any sort of opinion on Godfather 3 other than the norm?" Just randomly curious. Do you like? How do you feel about Godfather 3?
I still don't love it.
It's a terrible movie.
It's my mother says it's a terrible movie. Yeah.
It's
And there you go. It's just awful. That's Alice Maltin's poll quote. It's just awful.
another film that debuted on Friday is The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster.
Yes.
A first feature by a USC cinema grad.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. I don't know, Mama.
it's a retelling of the Frankenstein story by Mary Shelley,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's the battery. That's
Hi.
involving a super bright black teenage girl
Mm.
who essentially brings her murdered brother back to life. That's not a spoiler. That's what the film's about.
Mm-hmm. And we got to interview Chad Coleman,
who
who
plays
is
her father.
wonderful. What an incredible man. And that episode just went up for our podcast. He was really special.
Yes, he was.
What a special man. He absolutely knocked my socks off.
We have a
just-
wonderful hour with him on our.
Daisy? No, honey. What do you want me to do? I can't sell her.
You could try to sell her.
Daisy, let's go upstairs. Come on. You're getting in the way.
I want to show this.
Yeah, she's getting in the way.
I'm not a doll collector,
No. So here's the thing.
but
I don't know how many of you buy Barbies for your dads, but I do. And my dad loves Anna May Wong, loves her. And we found out that Mattel was going to be doing an Anna May Wong. And so I bought him 2. Why? Because I am raised by collectors. And you don't buy 1, you buy 2. Here she is.
and this is the presentation.
This is the box. Sorry, it's glary.
Yeah.
There she is. I'll be honest, it doesn't look all that much like her, but I think it's really beautiful.
It evokes her.
It's good enough. It is good enough, really.
There you go. Alice's second pull quote. It's good enough.
It's good enough.
It's good enough. But yeah, we
There-
have that now.
2 new books I want to recommend. This one I got to read an advanced copy of because we've gotten to know the author. It's called The Last Action Heroes: The Triumphs, Flops, and Feuds of Hollywood's Kings of Carnage. It's mostly about the 80s leaking into the 90s reign of Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, et al. And it's a really great read.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining. And Nick DeSemelian, who was the editor of Empire magazine,
He's a wonderful friend of mine. I adore him. And he's written several books now, and they're all really well done.
Yeah.
He puts his heart and soul into them.
And he's got fresh anecdotes, fresh
yeah.
material you haven't read before.
And having worked at Empire as long as he has, if you're not familiar, Empire is a massive film magazine in the UK and Europe. It does come out here, but really people know it there. And he does a wonderful job. He really, really does. Ken says, I'm not a doll collector might be a new Maltin podcast title. He says that, but you actually collect more dolls than the average bear, I would say. Well, maybe
so. I also bought the Tippi Hedren Barbie.
Yes. We also have the Elvis one. We have a handful of them.
And the Queen Elizabeth.
And the Queen Elizabeth. Yes, but that's yours. That's your dolly. We got a fork. Sure, why not? And then you've got another book by another friend, a fantastic book that's doing really well, which we love.
It's called Music for Prime Time, A History of American Television Themes and Scoring. And it's by John Burlingame, who is, I guess he's the guy. He's the expert.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read intelligent, well-informed writing about film music and television music, John's your guy.
Here, have a fork.
Thank you. This book existed in a different form as TV's Greatest Hits. I don't remember how old that book is, but one thing has changed since that book came out, and this much expanded version.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I read about the theme that Quincy Jones wrote for Ironside, how did that go again? Go to YouTube. You can YouTube examples of all of the music that he's referring to here. And it's like it brings the book to life. Oh, no. Oh, Daisy.
She just picked up my dad's cane. My favorite thing to do is she'll walk around with my dad's cane and I just yell, "You shall not pass," repeatedly. Yes, Daisy did find a dingle hopper. That's exactly what she got. Doug went to Larry Edmunds' signing with John. He was great. Yes, John was signing his book over at Larry Edmunds. And as I say, it's been selling really well, which always is thrilling for any author because man, oh man. But let me see if I can get some of your other questions.
But it's authoritative. It's he packs so much into this book. It's like 4 books in one.
Jonathan's asking if you ever spoke to Don Grady.
No.
Okay. I didn't know he was a Mouseketeer and he was cast in My Three Sons with Tim Considine. Talk to the sister.
The sister was an actress.
Lanny O'Grady.
Lanny O'Grady, yeah.
See, I know stuff like that.
And that's the end. Congratulations. Are you familiar with Harry Wilkinson? He wrote a monthly column called Looking Hollywood Way for Good Old Days. Yep. And go on.
I used to buy stills from Harry Wilkinson in Marblehead, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Hi. Yes, you have bought. Ready? Fetch. Have you seen the Creed movies? Yeah, we did. And actually, Sylvester Stallone came to your class.
With the first
one. Came to your class at USC.
Ryan Coogler took my class at USC. And Ryan, from the time of Fruitvale Station on, has continued to work with schoolmates, with close collaborators.
As so many folks who do go, people often ask us, do you think someone needs to go to film school? And my answer is this: no, you don't have to. But what you will hear repeatedly is that a lot of people meet their whole crew there. So their editors, music, you name it. A lot of them, they start working together in college and they work together forever.
Yeah, let's go upstairs. Come on.
It's true. Over and over again, we hear the same stories.
Come on.
What did you...
Mama, it's going to be over in a minute anyway. It's
all right, okay. All right, wait a second.
Oh God.
Wait a second.
Oh, Mark Evanier says, are you hoarding any classified government documents in your bathroom?
Yes.
No, but I'll start today.
Several, Evanier.
There you go.
Several. And you know what? I've asked you not to talk about that publicly. TV theme songs were great back in the day. Even a terrible show. Hang on. One second. Yes, Larry, we do have. Well, that was sort of his show and tell. His show and tell were the 2 books and the anime Wong doll. And also just Daisy. Daisy's our show and tell today. Yes, Craig saying TV theme songs were great back in the day. Even a terrible show like My Mother the Car had a catchy little catchy title.
I can sing you that theme song, but I won't.
I could sing you, but no. Have you ever met Joseph H. Lewis?
Yes, I did meet Joseph H. Lewis when we honored him at the LA Film Critics Awards luncheon. In those days, it was a lunch, not a dinner.
Hey, Daisy. Hey, Daisy.
And I took a picture of
Hey,
him
Daisy.
with Peter Bogdanovich and Curtis Hanson, the late Curtis Hanson, well, all of them have gone to their greater reward.
Now I send my child away. I give her Miss Rachel, and I send my child away.
Come here, come on.
I never did a proper interview with Joe Lewis. But lately, I've been watching The Rifleman. He directed quite a few episodes of that.
And there you go. Daisy is cute. She is cute. She's absolute chaos personified, but she's adorable, which is why you let them live, because they're very cute.
Joe Lewis was known as Wagon Wheel Joe because he loved to compose a shot through a wagon wheel.
Very funny.
Of a horse chase or something like that.
Very funny. It is. It's just she's chaos personified. You like that? Oh, Old MacDonald Had a Farm. That's a big hit in our house right now. Old MacDonald Had a Farm. I was like, Mom, was my first Broadway show The King and I? Do you remember?
That was my first. Oh, no. Did I take you to the My Fair Lady?
Oh yeah,
Chamberlain?
that's right. You went to see My Fair Lady at the
Amundsen with Richard Chamberlain. And
Yeah.
It was just awful.
There you go. It was awful.
But, and we left.
They bailed at intermission.
We
Yeah.
went up to the Founders Lounge because one of the other women were with one of the other mothers.
Mhm.
was
A member?
founder, and then when it was finished and the kids, you guys had soda. And
So I don't think
you said-
that counts.
You said to me, "Do we have to go back?" I said, "No, we don't."
Fair enough. Apparently, I had some sort
I
of
don't
taste.
think that counts.
I mean, we would go see the Nutcracker at
Yeah,
Christmas
I
time,
always
like a
said
lot
do
of other
that.
people. We'd
Yeah.
go and
You
do
did
that.
too.
Well, nobody at 5 or 6 wants to sit still. I don't think that's rare, I would say. Did you ever get to go on Splash Mountain at Disneyland? Yes, I know it closed last week, Ryan is
Mhm.
saying. Did you ever go on it?
Yeah,
Yeah, once?
yeah. There's a picture of me screaming. I think.
Once.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't do coasters of any kind.
No.
There's nothing, no, with drops or water. No, not for him. You could handle Dumbo.
That's like my upper limit.
That's like rough. That's a rough one if you're Leonard. He handled Dumbo because he loves me. He took me on Dumbo. But what my parents learned very quickly was that whenever we were going to go to Disneyland, I had to have a friend with me because neither of them were going on the rides. And so they would have to put me on the rides with friends because they were not going to go.
Mark says he saw My Fair Lady with Rip Taylor.
No kidding.
There was too much confetti.
No
No.
kidding.
No, you're kidding. No.
Man, oh man. Yeah, oh no, teacups are very much not for my parents. No. Have
I'm
you?
taking you on the teacup. Come on.
Oh yeah, we just didn't spin.
We spin.
We
didn't
sat.
Spin.
Did we spin,
I
Alice?
was a devoted mother. We
You were a
spin.
very devoted
We
mother.
spin.
No, the roughest ride my parents have done, I would say, is probably Pirates of the Caribbean, which has 2
No,
dips. But I
no.
don't know the last time either of
Splash-
you were on those rides.
Splash Mountain was my.
That was too
Yeah.
much for you, right?
Yeah.
We did go to Disney World,
Oh, we took the
Um,
Twilight Zone.
and we did
Tower
the
of
Tower of
Terror.
Terror drop,
I didn't do that.
Oh,
and my father.
Oh
I'm
man,
not doing that one. What color?
I thought it was like
Oh.
a free fall.
Well, no, because you asked the plaid who we were with, is this going to be okay for me? I don't do this stuff. And she lied and she said yes. And then we did it and you had a heart attack and then you never did that ever again. I never went on any thrill rides at Disneyland, but I once had a girlfriend who was an e-ticket. Evanier.
Only
There are
you.
children here. There are children
That's right.
here.
That's
Come
right.
on now. Come on now, man. Good grief.
Say what a plaid is. Some people may not know.
Oh, the plaids are the guides that will help you walk around, which is very kind of them. Linda's asking if we'll be at Comic-Con this year. We will.
Yes.
Our panel is Friday night, or Friday after, it's
4
4
o'clock.
p.m. So I don't know what you want to consider that.
It's Friday at 4 p.m.
That's the one. So yeah, we will be there. You're wrong. Leonard Maltin is going to be on, and we will now.
That's the
Oh no! I think it's husband.
Scott?
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
Scott.
nothing but chaos here.
And
We
I'm
got-
going to be on another
We got
panel.
dogs. We got husbands. We got babies.
We got.
Yes, Doug. Yeah, we will see you there. I'm very excited. I love Comic-Con. We have so much fun there. We always do. And it's such lovely people we get to see all the time. Is that Dada? Dada's home. Yeah. So that's, we're looking forward to it, as we always are looking forward to. You were saying you're on another panel.
Yeah, on Thursday, the OGs of animation.
The OGs of
history.
animation. Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Hi, honey.
God bless you.
And what day is that?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Thursday afternoon.
At least we don't have cats. Yes, we don't have cats. That is true. We've got 2 dogs, 1 baby, 1 husband, all kinds of crazy in one house. It's just, thank you, Logan. It's just madness all the time. Evanier is saying, want to be on a Comic-Con panel. I'm doing interviewing Keith Scott. Is Keith coming? Is Keith coming for Comic-Con, Mark? I would love that.
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
be lovely to see him.
Yes,
Been forever.
Count me in for that.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Me too.
That's Alice is going to get on the panel. Alice is joining you whether
Keith
you
Scott
want her or not.
just published his magnum opus.
Yes.
A
2
2-volume
books.
book
2
on
books.
cartoon voices.
He can do any voice.
Yeah.
Anybody.
He's wonderful.
He's a brilliant mimic.
Yes. Yeah, he's coming. Oh, that's happy news. There you go. Keith will be at Comic-Con this year.
How come he knew when we didn't know? How come Mark knew? when
Mark
we
knows
didn't know?
everything that we don't know.
Well, all
That's
right.
what Mark's job is. That for those of you who don't know, my mom and Mark Evanier have been married for 30 years,
I
give or
think,
take.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
He's my lover.
My mother says that he's her lover, which is accurate.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody,
It's a
she says.
secret.
It's a secret, she says. Very helpful. Anyway, yeah, I love Comic-Con. I can't wait. I'm excited for it,
We
as
wanna
we
go to
always
dinner,
are.
all of us. That would be nice.
Mom, we can have this conversation with
But
Mark.
What do you want to eat?
There you go. Mark, what do you want to eat? Deborah says, beautiful family you have, very down to earth. That's us.
Oh yeah.
She loves listening to you. My son is autistic and he's crazy over you guys. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. That's really kind. Yeah, it's, I find that a lot of people, whether it's autism or Asperger's or any of those, and we've talked about this before, as we know, they will find something that they connect with.
Yeah.
And for so many people, it's animation or it's film, because it is something that they can really study and get into, and also gives them a language.
Yes.
It gives them a
A
language
lot
to
to them
speak.
Disney specifically.
No, big on huge
Yeah.
Disney. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and I'm so glad that he enjoys it too. We appreciate that immensely. Today's broadcast reminds me of a few scenes from You Can't Take It With You. Our house often feels like
Yeah.
some sort of slapstick chaos.
That's
I
a very good comparison.
That or the man
Yeah.
who came to dinner, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, Jack, autism is a huge part of Hollywood. It comes up a lot. There are a lot of TV shows now. It's a big conversation, very much a part of things. And obviously they've showcased it in TV shows as well as film. And it's, I love, there's a really good show on Netflix about helping folks with autism find love. And it's absolutely beautiful and so sweet. Shout out to the neurodivergence, right? Thank you, Stephanie Asher. I work for an autism center as their data and policy analyst. There you go, Frank. Thank you. Yeah, say it comes up a lot now. It's very much a part of things, and we meet folks all the time. So it's consistent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Good Doctor obviously is a big one. But also, as I say, there's several shows on Netflix. It's big. Anyway, friends, after this nice, relaxing episode with us, I'm going to go take care of the small menace. And thank you, as always, for joining. We really appreciate it.
We really value having you here.
Yeah. Next Sunday is Father's Day. So it's up to you if we're going to be here or not. But
well, as far as I know,
then we're going to be here. So we'll see.
Oh, wait a minute. Is next weekend the no, it's on Saturday, the HHA.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think the HHH is set. You better explain it. They'll think it's a political group.
No.
Ken says he loves your laugh, Mama. Yes. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah. William says, thanks for the Zen time. No kidding.
That's
Right. The most relaxing we've ever had. Well, anyway, we'll figure it out and we'll see you next Sunday.
We'll be here.
Everybody be safe. Take care of yourselves and we'll see you soon.
And be kind.
Bye-bye. Thank you, honey. Goodbye. Goodbye now.